Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. What is going on, everybody? This is Rob Wilson. I'd like to welcome you to Strictly Art Live number 65. Made that rhyme. That's how we're doing it this Monday. Happy St. Patty's Day. It is Monday, March 17th. We're streaming live from YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Kick, and IG. Welcome. Let's go ahead and kick things off with some quick coverage. Hopefully everyone's doing great. Hopefully you had a good weekend. You got to party hardy and, make it home safe. enjoy time with friends and loved ones, all the best. So, I'm a comic book creator. I make comic books from an iPad. I'm pretty much a digital artist. That's what kind of time I got on my hands now these days. Very little, very little. And today I'm going to explain, because I have very little time, what tools I use to stay on track and ready to go when I have that time to do art, when I have that time to work on those panels, those pages, working towards my next comic book. It has been a good 2, 3 years that I've spent improving my skills as an artist. Artist improvement should never stop, but I'm telling you, I am excited to share with you guys what I have in store in my comic books, and I really want my growth and development to really show that in the future. We are going to start. Well, I don't want to say start, but we're gonna talk about solo leveling, season 2, episode 11. Just watched it again. I had to watch it again just to make sure that I saw what I saw, and it was truly what I saw. Um, yeah, that, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you maybe some hacks that may help you on your journey, your artistic journey. If not, maybe it could be some extra little tools in your tool set if you don't already use them already. So we're gonna go ahead and get things started. The DMV is starting to warm up. Springtime is almost here. Y'all get hype. Look out, and let's get the party rolling. All right, stand by. All right. So there is something that I meant to emphasize last week, or yeah, last week's show, last Friday. It was something that I thought was truly inspiring amidst all of the unfortunate news of James Gunn's Superman movie that's coming out. Um, I found something that managed to do it better. And I have to share it with you guys. I would be wrong as a Superman fan to not share it with you. It truly highlighted and embodied the very character, the last son of Krypton. And yeah, let's go ahead and share that now because it's just so epic. And it's like, once again, if James Gunn could only take notes. If only he had the notes ahead of time. Um, Unprepared for this transition that has happened, that is pretty much rocked the nation. So, because of that, James Gunn is behind, and so is the DC Universe. But this was a absolute great call out, cameo, shout out. Let's go ahead and check it out. Absolutely amazing. That would be hilarious. It's like Clark Kent got his first cell phone. He's like enjoying it. Or Superman. It's like, this is crazy. This is cool. Could you imagine if Superman was like doing live videos like this? Can you imagine if Superman was on TikTok? This is awesome. Coming to Daily Planet. Now that right there, that's a movie that he just saves some folks. Look at that, up close and personal. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. We won't let this stop. That is what Superman is supposed to be. And it's the shame that AI has done that. Come on. Come on. You cannot tell me that was not awesome. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about right there. That is inspirational. That is what drives creators to keep creating things in such an amazing manner. I saw that thing, I was like, bruh, I can't look at this too much. I'm gonna get teary eyed. Because it's the callback to Christopher Reeves, one of the greatest Superman, one of the greatest actors to don the cape. Oh my gosh. So when I saw that, I was like, bruh, I've got to share that. I meant to share it last week's show, but you saw it here. Um, I even had to, provide some commentary with it because, like, that's really like the Superman we're supposed to see. Not beat down, not hurt, not calling on his dog because he's all beaten up and broken. Take me home, quick dude. Take me home. Not cross-eyed. None of that. I don't care whether it's Corn Sweat's actual eyes being stressed out because he's looking too high up in the sky. James Gunn, you're the director that should have done better. You should have known better. Out of all the stuff and effort you put into Burn Bright, I don't know why you love exalting characters that people don't know, while taking away from what taking away from characters that people do know. I don't know why you do that. And maybe Zack Snyder has something to do with that too. We've seen you take photos with you guys together. But like, enough is enough. There are so many countless examples of what Superman's supposed to be. It's not about you trying to make your own version. Superman's Superman. He's going to be who he is. He's already been established. If you don't like it, don't make a Superman movie. Go do an independent film, Burn Bright Part 2. Just do that. And get praise for it, because then you can have all the leeway you want. But whatever, I digress. I just had to put that out there because that was a passionate video of the Man of Steel done with AI. I'm not a big fan of AI, but it's here. We're going to have no choice but to move over. Eventually. All right. So let's go ahead and get to talking about solo leveling. I'm going to go ahead and share my iPad while I work on this panel. Constantly working on panels, constantly zooming in, zooming out, doing all that jazz. That's just what I do. It wouldn't be me if I didn't do it. That is for sure. And I'm operating and working on my comic book using Studio Paint. Procreate is how I started out on panels with the sketches. The drawing is that much easier for me. I've tried third-party instruments. They just really don't work for me. The only third-party device I really need to help me for art and improve my workflow is something that freezes time. So that way when I'm drawing, the rest of the world stands still. So I can go ahead and get a lot done. That's the only device that I need right now to get the ball rolling, get things done. Because I'm short on time, but I am thankful to have the time and the opportunity to create these things. That's one key thing you never want to forget. Even though you wish you could have more, be thankful for what you have. It's so important. I can't stress that enough because that works well into your psyche. And if you're thankful for one thing in one aspect of your life, guess what? You can be thankful for other aspects of your life. Transfer that neural energy towards other areas. Just like I talked about last time with fitness. If you can meet a fitness goal, you can meet other goals beyond just fitness. Fitness is training. It's not just all physical. It is also mental. Because when you're working out, you got time to brainstorm. Think about your next several plans. Those kind of things. So, solo leveling, oh man. It was a little different. It's a step out of, it basically covered a different perspective from what we were used to. We're used to Jinwoo grinding it out, kicking butt, taking names, but he didn't go to the island when the the second raid begins. So it's titled Going to Get Even More Intense. The episode focuses on the ongoing Jeju Island raid, where the Japanese and South Korean S-ray hunters face a terrifying new enemy known as the Ant King Baru. Despite the hunters' immense power, Baru proves to be an overwhelming threat, capable of slaying S-ranks with a single blow. Insta-kill. Insta-kill. He's brutal. Absolutely brutal character. It took me a minute to realize what it was I was seeing, because let's just say he's a little bit faster than the Flash, huh? Episode begins with the aftermath of the previous cliffhanger, where the Ant King Baru decapitates the Japanese S-rank healer Akari Shimuzi. Baru's presence is felt throughout the episode, taunting and mocking the hunters who consider themselves the best of their respective countries. That's pretty much it. It's an all-out battle. The S-rank hunters, they work their way into the lair of the Ant Queen, who she's already put into motion. Her new toy, her new eye of affection, I guess. But the evolution of the colony, which she focused on specifically, it has a hell of a twist. Now, I will say this. I may stand corrected when I kind of downplay Jinwoo's getting the elixir of life on the first try due to high intellect. He set a trap a couple episodes ago, and it actually just proved how high his intellect is based on that trap being activated in this episode. Sheer genius, absolutely amazing. Freaking, like I said, he wasn't in most of it. However, we got to see the S-rank heroes. They went through trials and turmoils. Them doing their dungeon running and, kind of like working together in a cohesive unit. And even down to the healer. Now, the Queen Ant Queen, she was a challenge for them. But with their combined might as S-ranks, they proved to go ahead and clean her clock up out of the water. Out of here, Jack. So long, buddy. See ya. But she did not go down without a fight, nor without warning the rest of her colony. So, from what I'm seeing, this episode has me thinking that Solo Leveling is going in a different direction than I anticipated, because there were a bit of tropes or hints that there was going to be something really big to come about. We have not seen the firefighter, Jinwoo's father, yet, although his mother has asked about him. And I guess he's going to be for season 3, because since this is episode 11, unless they do a 13th episode, next episode is it. It's the showdown between Jinwoo and the Ant King Baru. Jinwoo versus Baru. Imagine that. They seem to be, they're definitely OP in their own respective right. But they got some other stuff going on. Let's see how their powers clash and their attributes compare to each other. It will be a great fight. It will almost be like a death battle. One of those. But yeah, we'll see. We shall see. That's for sure. I like the episode, obviously. It almost, it's tough to let some of these anime go, as we've covered them and seen the characters go through things. I've expressed how much I like it. I'm not a manga guy. I've expressed that many times before. I can read American comics and stock up on those, because those are a little bit thinner, but If you're talking about like manga, no, I don't have enough room to store up on those. So I get it. The manga is more awesome and all that. I'm just thankful for the animations. The animations are great. Japanese animation has come a long way, and it is threatening U.S. sales of things. Um, is what it is. You know, get too comfortable after a while, you'll find the competition pulls the rug right from up underneath you. Is what it is. So that's why competition is good. It keeps you sharp. Monopoly's no good. Makes you lazy. So yeah, that's pretty much it with solo leveling. Um, like I said, I look forward to the next episode and see what the heck is going on, what they're gonna do, and how's it gonna end for this season. I want to know where my kaiju number 8 is, though. Come on now, it's about that time. Let's go ahead and get the old man back in with the class and see what he does, and how things change. Because I'm really excited with kaiju number 8 to see the dynamics of how his classmates will treat him now that they know he is a kaiju, and also their best weapon, one of their best weapons. Obviously, you're gonna have some Puritans that don't agree with it, and yeah, we'll see how that turns out. We really are. So, what else we got? I have been catching up on Dragon Ball Heroes because I've seen clips of those, but I've never seen it in its entirety. So, catching up with that, and there are a couple, DBZ movies and all that. But won't be covering in episodes. So, that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick break. And when I come back, it's gonna be pretty much all productivity hacks, ways to improve your workflow and process. Some things that work for me, and as always, they're tools. They're not meant to be the primary used item. So I'll be right back. Sit tight. Grab your favorite drink or stretch your legs. Do a posture check, whatever you need to do. And we'll go ahead and get this ball rolling right here on Strictly Art Live number 65, St. Patty's Day edition.
let me. If something's gonna happen here, I want it to happen to me first.
It's the closet.
I hate this. I like to torture him. That's right, boys. It's Dr. Venkman.
That's right. Dr. Venkman back in the house. All right. So, I had the wrong background. All right. So, one of the tools that I use, I probably don't use it enough as far as productivity and increasing my workflow or inspiration. One of the things I do is I hunt down what are they called? They're like brush stamps. Now, brush stamps can be useful for kind of like a preset concept of what it is you're looking for. I'll give you an example. I have some on Clip Studio Paint. But basically, they give you at least a level or some kind of template of things to work on that you can work on with whether it's skulls, heads, anatomy. It's like a preset version. Now, if you got time to make your own brushes, your own brush stamps and all that, all means, knock yourself out. I ain't got that kind of time. I just don't. I honestly don't. And that's just me being honest with myself. So if you go on places like Gumroad, Etsy, they actually have brush stamps for sale. Where, hey, if you know what angle you're looking for and all that, you got them right there. Also, Pinterest, that's the ultimate reference tool. Obviously, like their folders and stuff like that. But if you want directly already in the app, downloadable brushes, boom, you got them right here. So I got like this whole anatomy pack with anime heads and all this stuff. Different poses and stuff like that. I don't know whether it's supposed to be a dude or not. Alright, well, that's a chick kick. Like WWE chick kick. Here we got like a Spartan. Like these are pretty cool because at least they put into your mind a concept of what it is that you may want or inspire you towards molding what it is that you want to create. Suppose I see this, and maybe I want to go ahead and give this guy like horns or something. Something like that to add on to his uniform. Maybe I want to make him some kind of demon or something, abomination, like not Nephilim, but something like a hybrid. Could be a number of crazy things, maybe I want to add on to the armor. These are things that are very, very useful. Now I get it. Some people may say, oh, well, that's cheating or XYZ. So be it. In my case, I don't have time like that. I don't have 8 hours on my one day off to spend, filling around in the dark. I already have tons of references that I eyeball and look at all the time, every day. Just for my sake, to make sure that, I have a good mind's eye of how anatomy should look, proportion, all that kind of stuff. So I see enough good art and enough good anatomy, proper anatomy, to where I can go ahead and say, okay, this is how it's supposed to look. Or if I see something like this, like let's say this was created with AI, or better yet, just by this angle and posture, I would probably want his chest a little more outward than inward. You know what I mean? So little things like that, kind of like give him the effect of pushing forward than being sunken in. You know what I'm saying? So there's a number of things you can do with it, and I like it. I like it. Like I said, I don't use these enough, unfortunately, but they are great tools, especially if you're starting out. I'm not saying buy every brush pack you see. Pick and choose them. You'll find out which ones will work for you as you come into your own style. But definitely utilize what you have with these. You know, definitely utilize what you can. And like I said, they normally come in packs, 30, maybe $50, but you're gonna get a lot of brushes. So these are pretty good. I promoted on this show previous times. Um, Jimmy Reyes, he had a brush set that I use. That's been very helpful. You know what I mean? So those are little things that I definitely suggest and recommend. And like I said, there are so many. Like with these, I couldn't even go in. I couldn't even go through them all. Maybe I could go through all of them if I said nothing for an hour and just test it out to see, what's what goes here, um, what angle, all that kind of stuff. There's a huge variety I got in my what do you call it? In my library, huge variety. Takes a lot of time to explore with these, but they're helpful. They get you started, get you on your way, especially if you got to do stuff that's streamlined, so to speak. See, like this right here, this is basically showing you the foundation of the lip, and then from here, you can just draw them out. It's good practice. If you don't have that much experience in it, it'll help send you on your way. Now I get it. Some people say, "Oh, that's tracing." Whatever. It's 2025. You gotta utilize whatever tools you can get your hands on if you want to see your dreams come into fruition. That's the mindset I take, and that's how I'm rolling with it. I'm like, hey, for people that don't like that I'm doing this, not sure if they were rolling with me from the beginning. Don't know. So I'm just keep rolling. I got to keep pushing forward regardless of whatever pushback or criticism is made. I'll adjust, to things that are actionable. But when it comes to the production line, you have to do what works for you. Hopefully you want some people to drive you in the right direction. That's what my attempt at, part of this show is doing. To kind of give you some kind of guidance if you don't already have it. The internet is a huge place, but when it comes to creating things, the pressure can be a little bit overwhelming. So it's not without its challenges. Yeah, tons of guidance tools on here. So yeah, that's just on what I have for Clip Studio Paint. Now also I have I got a bunch on over here as well. In fact, I got city brushes. New layout. I got city brushes, different angles. And with this, here's what I love. You can actually got that layer. So with that, you can actually start creating those angles accurate angles. For which to reference this, because honestly, some of these stamps, well, this stamp in particular, kind of looks like AI art, so it's not properly aligned. Therefore, you have to go ahead and give it the proper push in the right way. Is it time consuming? Sure, but you will have some kind of starting point at least. Starting point is kind of like the thing that keeps you out of artist block. Keeps you out of artist block hell. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. You can work on your angles, how you see things. If you're not sure if the angles are correct, you can always challenge them. And when it comes to perspective, in fact, here's what you can do. Even with this right here, it's not a perfect square, but with distort, you can go ahead and start putting together these angles that you want to see. Start creating square after square after square. Challenge this software. You know, and see what you get out of it. You know, that's important. You can really play around with things like that. So yeah, I got city brushes. I even got these let's see, mythos sculpture type things. See if we can get one that's a little covered up. Okay, yeah. So that's like basic sculpture, kind of like a Greek mythology statue. And you know, just do what you need to do as far as you know, drawing on it, or drawing on it, or drawing next to it. You know, start creating your foundation. It's good practice. If you want to be really precise, you can create a grid, you know, alignment. Make sure everything, you know, lines up properly. Practice is practice, however way you do it. You can do a freehand, or, you know, use what guides that are available to you. So that way you get the most out of your practice if you have a short amount of time like myself. You know, just basic things like that, they go a long way. And once you've seen enough good art, you know where everything should be. And use whatever guidelines you need to get it right. And then after a while, the idea is to draw these things so many times that it becomes second nature without use of these guides. The guides become into your mind. They stay in your mind the more you practice them. You know, little basic things like that. I've been trying to draw up this whole piece, but you get my drift. Let's see. Hey, we got Omer Glitch. What's up, man? How's it going? How you feeling? Hopefully well. Let's see, where else we got? Even with these, this little medieval mean street again. That I wouldn't encourage just stamping it, boom, like War Machine. Looking for this. I wouldn't encourage like just stamping it and then drawing stuff in the foreground. Put your own spin on it. And again, look, this stuff is not properly aligned. It's not. But let's take a look at this. This street right here is what it is. What happens if you warp it? Oh, you couldn't handle it. Uh-oh. What happens if you warp it to a different degree? That might be towards your benefit for a different angle. But be careful with that. Could be like a flying scene, but then you have to draw the rooftops from a different angle. A lot of different things to consider. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. It said awesome reference to study form. It's beautiful. Right. There's tons of it. Happy St. Patty's Day. Yes, sir. After this, I'm gonna have some well-deserved beers because, man, I am tired. It's been a long weekend. And I gotta go back to work tomorrow. At least get a chance to shoot some firearms. So, yeah, these stamps give you kind of like a reference for the eyes and stuff. It's nothing perfect. It's meant to be reference, a starting point for you. Once you get that starting point, then you just roll on forward. Other stamps like this. You got your horror stamps. Again, reference material. That's why I keep doing this, putting this, putting these items behind the blue wall. So that way, when you are ready to draw, maybe you need to like go over it a couple times to get it right. Whatever it is you need to do. I like I said, I got tons of stamps. Robots and stuff. It's crazy what I've accumulated over time. Some of these stamps I'm not going to show on here because I do not want to get accused of blah blah blah. Now these are AI stamps, but again, they're meant to give you just a basic idea of what it is that you want to create. Get your own style down. Make that rock first. So, oh, you like the pew-pews? Yeah, man. Carry it for the job. So, they have us train on all that. Other stamps, such as, mystical bottles. I collect these over the years. And, I kind of like fell off using them, so I was like, man, let me stop playing around because the only thing that's getting in the way of progress is my pride. So I need to set aside my pride to get this stuff done live. That's how I look at it. And again, if it works for you, great. If it's not a thing that you would want to use, I get it. Not a problem at all. You know what I'm saying? So it's completely up to you. I'm just providing, a level, some kind of reference point to help speed up your process. And the rest is up to you. You are the creator of your art. Do it however way you see fit. You know what I'm saying? I can change the angles on this. All this here, all that there, all that there. all this here, that becomes inward or inverted. Little things like that, you know, that you can adjust just by changing the angle of it. And like I said, some of these are like AI art, so they're not perfect. So you got to work on them. You got to put their feet to the fire, and just work on them. Look at what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. Compare. Look at as much art as possible. The world should be your study. See, like a room like this, you should be able to do a couple things to where you can change the angle if you want to focus on a different area. You can widen it. Number of different tools you can use with between Clip Studio Paint and Procreate. Now I have more brushes and stamps on Procreate than I do on Clip Studio Paint, because Procreate for me is kind of like the starting point. Sketches and all that crazy stuff. And then once I got the refined sketches, then we can get to the serious stuff. Now also they got face stamps, all this crazy stuff. You know, beautiful women. Now here's the thing. Again, maximizing your options. You can go over to the liquify tool, and then you can start kind of shaping this woman's face a little different. Little things like that may give you the desired look that you want. Maybe you want her lips to be smaller, right? Use a distort, flatten her lips out a little bit, you know, maybe a little bit wider. And then once you get to the final drawing, you know, you can add whatever it is you want. You know, you go back over it, or at least just have it as a reference tool. You think your jawline's a little too much? You know, all these are different things you can use for different effects. Maybe you want her brow to be down some. Maybe you want her eyebrows to be thinner, you know? Give her a couple wrinkles, whatever it is you want to do. But then there's a number of like options for you. Omer Gliss says, I sometimes carry, haven't been out to the range in a bit. It's fun. I like to go out to the outdoor range where we can practice a little running and pew-pews. Yeah. I think pretty much any range I've been on. Yeah, most ranges. Yeah, all the ranges I've been on, there was they won't let us run. It's range walk, as they say. So that's kind of like one of those things. Yeah, so that's pretty much most of the different options I have. But yeah, definitely look into stamps and see if it can kind of like expedite an idea for what it is you want to create. Scenery of different sorts, or just having them stacked up and look at them enough times to where, all right, I got this idea, this is what I want to do, and then you add your own personal spin to it. A castle with rockets at the bottom of it, things like this. These are simple, like I said. You utilize the liquefy tool for other options, And the liquefy tool actually is pretty useful when you want to for animation, from what I heard too, in Procreate, and then Procreate drains, because you need to do just slight movements for each frame. Look at that. Turn that frown upside down, right? And then if you're into, the whole Twilight thing, give her some fangs. Something crazy, Look at her. It don't take much. Yeah, simple stuff like that. What else we got? I've done city, comic faces. If you want the Afrocentricities, all that. Warp it to your desired outcome. That I can't express that enough, because these are tools, again, for your creativity and how you see fit. Take your pick how you want it to come out, Take your pick. The power is yours, as Captain Planet would say. All right, let's see. I got, let's see. It said, here, let me just pull up the chat. So he said, very good. Oh, right, most ranges. Right, most ranges, I like that. I'm lucky we got ones that allow. Yeah, hey, take what you can get, man. I know NRA rangers are pretty strict, so very cool with what you're doing here, but yeah. Hey, man, a little bit of secrets to my success, but like, honestly, I don't use these as much, but I'm about to, so that way I can, get things done faster. And I'm not saying these are the end-all, be-all answers to speeding up your process, but at least give you some ideas. Maybe you put a couple of these stamps down, and you look at, them. Maybe you watch a kung fu movie you've never seen before, a martial arts movie, maybe some pro wrestling, and then it inspires you. It's like, okay, based off of these images I've seen, and something I've seen on TV, I can create a character that does X, Y, Z. That kind of thing. I think that's pretty helpful. Because we got to utilize every tool we can. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of AI art, but it can steer you in some direction, because there's so much of it now. You got different poses and stuff like that. Now, me personally, that brings me on to the last segment here. Me personally, when it comes to poses, I normally use I believe it's called, yeah, Magic Poser. All the stuff that yeah, I've used this more than anything else. This has been a great help. um, I designed one of my flying cities on here, and it's on a one-on-one scale. Did I have a human guy in here? No, I got rid of him. But yeah, it's kind of like an idea of what I'm working with for VKP. I did pay for some assets to have realistic reference points, and that's one thing I definitely want to say too. Don't be afraid if you can afford it. Don't be afraid to invest in some of the tools that you're using to help get you where you need to go. Now, if you can't afford them, I understand. But like those brush stamps, they're like $2, $3, $4, $5. You know what I mean? Definitely mark out what you can. Now with Magic Poser, they got a number of options, different poses and walks and all that kind of stuff. You can even body morph the build of the characters and stuff. All that. Different options made available to you. They're limited on clothing, but they'll give you like some of the basic general stuff. Now, this is how intricate this piece can be. All right. So, if you look at this, this set, this is actually what I use as a reference for. Let's see. Where you at? Oops. Page 3. Where are you? Yeah. So here we go. So for this piece right here, that's where the reference came from. But once I got enough of the basics, I pretty much just made it my own at that point. Like that is not here in this other section. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Even like the front desk reception, not there. It stopped up at this table, and then I added the robots and the things that I thought were creative and stuff like that. So to me, it does take some a bit of practice with the traditional stuff. Omar said later, have a good stream. Yes sir, I'm about to wrap things up. So yeah, you take care, enjoy your St. Patty's Day. Now let's look at, this is one of the more intricate designs I have. Hopefully it doesn't freeze up on me. Yeah, this right here is pretty crazy. It's a really big piece, but with 3D assets and models, you'd be surprised what you can do with them. Go from one point of view to another. You just never know how it may turn out. It's all part of telling the story. So I'm sure there's some free versions of apps used for some of this stuff. Definitely, I recommend checking it out. Yeah, a lot of stuff I plan on working on in the future. But yeah, it's just a matter of having the time to set it up and all that good stuff. So that is pretty much what I set out to cover today. definitely had to get y'all that Superman video and let y'all see that. And then again, show you some art tools that are very useful, that may be useful to you for these great things. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Y'all go ahead and enjoy your happy St. Patty's Day. I need to get some rest. And y'all take care. Stay chilly. Be safe. And be kind to one another. Be excellent to one another. Yeah, I think that's it. Y'all have a good one. I'm Rob Wilson, comic book artist in some kind of fashion. And I'm out. Peace.